to show you how we do the warm-up at the School of Historical Fencing. And I'm going to go through each part in detail so that we don't have to go through it in detail later. So I like to start swings. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're using your whole body, turning all the way from the feet to the head. And you just let yourself go a little bit. Generally speaking, you want to do 7 to 10 of these, I find. And then after doing swings, do our arms, nice big circles. About 7 of these is pretty good. I'm still keeping my arms in front of me slightly. And I'm keeping the rest of my body really still. And then I go the other way. And then the hips. With the hips, we want to start with circles. And as you're doing these circles, it can be helpful to think about being in a box and putting your hips into the corners of the box. Something else that's good to work on is keeping the rest of your body really still and working on this as an isolation. So it's just my hips really that are moving. And obviously you want to go both ways. And you can add to that if you want, but this is the base. And then we do these. And this is mostly about moving the weight around on the feet. So I'm allowing my weight to move forwards and back, forwards and back. I'm not actually moving my knees very much. And I like to go both ways. And then this is good standing on one leg practice and just making small circles with your feet. They can get gradually larger as you go. And you want to go in both directions as well. So for this next exercise, you need to really build up and make sure that everything is correct. So I'm starting it here, and I'm just going to push the pelvis forwards. And so I'm getting this pelvic tilt up. And then from there, as you can see, my body's moving a little bit, so I'm just going to tighten here slightly, which shifts me forwards. I'm effectively making a straight line. And then I'm going to roll the shoulders down and back, and I'm going to try and maintain this core position the whole time. And this is while I'm going to be moving my neck around and warming that up. So I've got this nice, strong structure, and then I'm just going to move my head a little bit back and relax, a little bit back and relax. And as I do that, I want to keep all of this torso really, really still and in the correct position, and I'm going to have to keep reminding myself about how to do that as I go. So I start with the pelvic tilt, come forwards a little bit of a tighten here in the abdominals, rolling the shoulders down and back, maintaining all of the rest, and then sending the head back and coming slightly forward again, just relaxing it, and then back and forwards and back. And you can sort of see that I'm giving myself lots of chins. That's how you do it. And as you go, you'll have to just keep reminding your shoulders about where they need to be and then correcting everything else. And once we've gotten comfortable with that and we've got it correct, what we're going to do is we're going to start to rotate the head. The big trick with this is that you want to keep the chin as tucked in as you can the whole time. You should feel this sort of stretchy feeling through here. So, getting all of my structure correct, shoulders back and down and so on, getting the head into this back position, the chin down, and I'm going to keep the chin as down as I can and the head as back as I can while I rotate the head in that place. As far as I'm comfortable, and then return, keeping it as back as I can and the chin as tucked as I can the whole time. And And this is where I need to keep reminding myself about keeping the shoulders back in front. And it's best when you're doing this to keep your mouth closed. So after doing that, you want to maintain that structure and then practice looking left and right. And then from here what we do is we do some squats. With squats, you want to make sure that the knee is pointing in the same direction as the toes, and in particular to the sort of outside of the toe, so towards the little toe a little bit, around here. You also want to make sure that your weight's going through the heel of the foot. So as I go down into my squat, you can see that I'm really coming back, coming up. So to find the position for the squat, I find the most effective way is to jump up, land, and that's where I'm going to squat. So I like to have my feet a little bit turned out and roughly shoulder width apart. But you can definitely do feet parallel or feet even further out, and you can make your feet a little closer, a little wider. It doesn't really matter as long as you can follow the rules. So we're just going to do some squats, and we're going to work really hard to make sure that everything is correct as we do our squat. And you're only going to go so far down as you can, maintaining those rules. So knees in line with toes, weight on the heel. So that high is perfectly fine. So we could do a few of those. And once you're starting to feel comfortable with squats, we can move on to a few squat variations. There's absolutely nothing wrong with just sticking with the base correct form squat though. So two variations that I really like: the single leg squat and the jumping squat. So single leg squat is all about stabilization and increasing the strength of the supporting muscles. And they slightly change the rules a little bit because you have to come a little bit forward as you go. So it's very important as I do that, I'm still keeping the knee pointed in the same direction as the toes. That's one of the most important rules. And as you do this, you want to make sure that you're coming fully standing again. And if you can do it consistently, that's better. Being able to do one after another is ideal. So, single leg squats and now jumping squats. Jumping squats are all about building up explosiveness and power. So we come down into our squat position and then jump up and come down again. Exactly the same rules apply. You'll notice I've turned my feet a little bit wider because that's more comfortable to me when I do them explosively. So once we've done a goodly number of squats, I like 20, but you can do as many as you like. We'll move on to windmills. So you get your feet double shoulder width, reaching to the floor and then from foot to foot. And we're just hanging loosely and then making this comfortable. Big rotations all the way around. Nice and slow. Correct form. Slower is more difficult to stabilise and also less likely to hurt you if you're doing it wrong. Get to the bottom after you've done a few one way and go the other way. You'll notice as I do this that you want to have this sort of turn from one side to the other. I'm facing to my right side and then to my left. And once we've gone both ways, we can get to the bottom and work on push-ups. Generally with push-ups, you want to make sure that your hands are shoulder width apart, and that way we're working on tricep push-ups because we want to make the tricep stronger. We don't really care about the pectoral muscles. So the arms are out at shoulder width, and everything else is really still. The shoulders are back and down. You've got a straight line from the crown of your head to wherever your pivot is. And we're just bending the elbows and letting them brush the side, and then extending the arms. And that's the only thing that really moves. So there's 3 variations that I like, as well as, of course, you can do this on the wall. So we've got box push-ups. So I make myself into a box. You can see the box here. And then I'm going to be pivoting from the hip. Keeping a really nice straight line from the crown of my head down to the hips. And my shoulders back and down. From there, if that's really comfortable and easy and we've got good form, you move the knees back a little bit, make a nice straight line from your knees to the crown of your head, shoulders back and down, good strong stable structure, and bend and extend the arms. Now that's completely fine. And it's really worth when you're doing this to actually check your form and either use a mirror or a buddy or a video camera that you can check afterwards, because most people think that they're doing a push-up well when actually they should be focusing on improving the form before they make it any harder. That's a nice level for me. But of course you can extend that a little bit further. So we can go into the full push-up from the feet, and exactly the same rules apply. Nice straight line with my body, shoulders back and down, chin a little bit tucked, bending the arms, so arms are bent, arms are extended. Don't forget to breathe. There's lots of extension on push-ups. If you've got wrist issues, sometimes fist push-ups can be very helpful. For that, it's good to have a mat or something soft to cushion your knuckles. And that's sort of the end of the basic form of the warm-up. It's always nice to add something else to that to make it a bit more exciting, put some more conditioning in or practice something related to the class we're about to do. But learning how to do that will set you in really good stead.